We did this one together in class yesterday, but let's do it again. What do we need to do first here? Distribute. So we're going to distribute the negative 10 to the 10n and to the 6. So when we multiply, we get negative 100n minus 60, and then we have to distribute the negative 5 to the n and to the 8. So we have negative 5n minus 40. Now we combine our like terms. So what are two like terms that we have here? Perfect. So the negative 100 and negative 5n become negative 105n, and negative 40 minus 60 would be negative 100. So our answer here is negative 105n minus 100. Any questions? Let's look at number 2. What should we do first here?
Add m to m.
Add the two m's. So m plus m is 2m. And then we add the two constants. So what is 1 minus 8? Negative 7. Awesome.
Ms. Carver, would you get for the last answer?
Negative 105n minus 100. All right, number 3, what do we do first? Distribute. So we have negative 3. Negative 3 times 2n would be negative 6n, and then plus 2n. What do we get when we combine negative 6n plus 2n? Negative 4n. And can we combine anything with the 3? The negative 3? Nope. So we just leave it. So our answer is negative 4n minus 3. Number 4, what do we do first? Distribute. So we have negative 2 plus 12x. Then 6 times negative 5 would be minus 30. So we're going to combine our like terms. What is negative 2 minus 30? Negative 32. So our answer here is 12x minus 32. Number 5, what do we do first? What should we do first here? Sabrina, what was that? Distribute. So we need to distribute this negative inside of our parentheses. So this becomes a negative n and a minus 3. What happens when we combine negative n plus n?
Cancel out.
They cancel out. And then we're just left with negative 3. Let's go to number 6. What should we do first?
Distribute -6.
Perfect. Distribute -6. So we have 8p minus 18 plus, what is 6 times 7p? -6 times -7p.
Positive 42.
Positive 42p. Can't forget about that p. Now what do we get when we combine our like terms?
60p.
50p. What else? Just 50p?
-8.
Perfect. 50p minus 18. Let's look at number 7. What'd you guys get for the answer for number 7?
I got 11.
Awesome. Our 6's cancel out, and then we just add 2 plus 9, and we get 11. What do we need to do first for number 8?
You have to distribute -6 into the parentheses and 2 into the parentheses.
Perfect. So we distribute -6 and -2. So -6 times -5 would be positive 30. -6 times 9n would be negative 54n. -2 times 8n would be negative 16n. And -2 times -6 would be positive 12. So now we combine our like terms. What did you get for the answer for number 8?
-42 minus 70 and
When we have,
positive 42. Positive 42.
okay, positive 42 minus, what'd you say?
70 and
Awesome. 42 minus 70n. Perfect.
I got 42 plus 70n.
We have negative 54n minus 16n.
Oh,
So
okay.
when we add our two negatives, our answer is going to be negative. All right, let's look at number 9. What'd you guys get for number 9?
0.
So here we have a
I got -12.
perfect, -12v. So it's -6 minus -6. So that would be -12. If it was -6 plus +6, if one of them was negative and one of them was positive, it would be 0. But here they're both negative. So we add the two together and keep the negative sign. So we get -12v. Let's look at number 10. What should we do first?
Distribute 7.
Distribute. So we have 6x plus 7 plus, what is 7 times 6x?
42x.
42x. And then what did you get for your final answer here?
$48x plus 7.
Awesome, 48x plus 7. Perfect. Any questions from this first page? No questions? All right, let's go to page number 2. So here we need to solve each inequality and graph its solution. First, we need to solve. What did you guys get here when you solved the inequality? X is less than 2. So let's see. We combine our x's, so we get negative 4x is greater than negative 8. We divide by negative 4. What happens when we divide by a negative?
The sign switches.
We flip the sign. Perfect. And then negative 8 divided by negative 4 is positive 2. Awesome. So we get x is less than 2. Do we put an open circle or closed circle on our graph?
Open circle.
Open circle, because it's just a less than sign. And then are we going to go to the right or to the left?
To the left.
To the left. So we're talking about all the numbers less than 2, so we go to the left. Any questions here? All right, let's look at 12. What do we do first for 12? Distribute. So we distribute the negative 3 to negative 3p and to 4. What is negative 3 times negative 3p? Awesome, positive 9p. And then negative 3 times 4 would be negative 12. This is less than or equal to 5p minus 12. What do we do when we combine like terms that are on different sides of our inequality? How do we combine these terms here? What do we need to do? So we add 12 to both sides. So it cancels out on the left, so we get 9p is less than or equal to 5p. And then it cancels out on the right too. So 9p is less than or equal to 5p. What should we do next? How do we combine our p's together?
Subtract 5p.
Perfect, we subtract 5p. So we subtract 5p. So 9p minus 5p would be 4p is less than or equal to what? What happens when we cancel out our 5p's? What are we left with?
0.
0. Now what do we do?
Divide.
Divide by 4. What is 0 divided by 4?
0.
Perfect. So p is less than or equal to 0. Do we put a closed circle on 0 or open circle?
Close.
Closed circle. And are we going to go to the left or to the right?
Right.
So we're talking about all numbers less than or equal to 0.
Left.
So we go left. Just think of any number that's less than 0. Negative 1 is less than 0. So we have to go in the direction of negative 1. So we're going to go left. All right, let's look at 13. What do we do first here?
Subtract 2.
So we subtract the 2 and the 4. The negative 2 and the negative 4. So we have 18 is less than or equal to, what is negative 2b minus 4b?
Negative 6b.
Negative 6b. Now what do we do?
Divide.
Divide. What happens when we divide by a negative?
Switches.
the sign switches. So here we have less than or equal to. We need to change it to greater than or equal to. So are we going to put an open or closed circle at -3?
Closed.
Closed. And are we going to go in the left direction or the right direction?
Left.
So we have -3 is greater than.
Right.
So,
Sorry.
perfect, we go right. Ooh, wait, we go, no, you were right the first time, we go left. -3 is greater than or equal to b, so that means that b is less than or equal to -3. So any number less than -3 would be -4, so we are going left. So we go left here. Any questions on this one? All right, let's look at 14. What do we do first? We add 8 and 5. So we have n, 8 plus 5 would be 13. So n plus 13 is less than 12. How do we get that 13 to the other side?
Subtract.
Subtract. So n is less than -1. Do we put an open or closed circle at -1?
Open.
Open. And are we going to go left or right?
Left.
Left. So n is less than -1, so we go in the left direction. Any questions on this one? All right. Let's look at 15. What should we do first?
Distribute.
Distribute. So we have 2 times -4n, which is -8n. 2 times -3 is -6. Plus 8n is less than -5n minus 26. Now we combine our like terms. So what is -8n plus 8n? We're combining these two terms here. 0, so they cancel out. So we have -6 is less than -5n minus 26. What should we do next?
Combine.
How do we combine?
Add 26.
Add 26 to both sides, so we get 20 is less than -5n. What should we do next?
Divide by -5.
What happens when we divide by a negative?
The sign flips.
The sign flips. What is 20 divided by -5?
-4.
-4. Our sign flips, so it goes from less than to greater than. So -4 is greater than n. So that means n is less than -4. So we're going to go in the left direction or the right direction? If n is less than,
Left.
perfect, we go left. Any questions here?
I got the same answer, but I did it a different way.
It's fine if you did it a different way, like you could have moved the 6 onto this side and moved the 5 to this side. Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could do it that way too, as long as you're combining your like terms. So just make sure what you're putting together are like terms and you'll get the right answer. So it doesn't matter to which side of the equation you move it to.
Okay.
All right, let's look at 16. First, we need to distribute. So we have 7 times 2x, which would be 14x, and 7 times -8 would be what? 7 times -8.
Negative 56.
Negative 56. And this is greater than negative 168. What should we do next?
Add 56.
Add 56. So 14x is greater than, what is negative 168 plus 56?
Negative 112.
Awesome, negative 112. Then we divide by 14. What'd you get when you divide by 14?
Negative 8.
Negative 8. So x is greater than negative 8. Do we put an open or closed circle at negative 8?
Open.
Open. And are we going to color to the left or to the right?
Right.
Right. Any questions on this one? All right, 17. So here we need to combine our like terms. So we have negative 5 is greater than 5r. We divide both sides by 5. So we get negative 1 is greater than r. We put an open circle at negative 1. And since r is less than negative 1, we go to the left. Any questions here? All right, let's look at 18. We combine our like terms, so we have negative 6 is greater than or equal to negative 6 plus 4 would be negative 2 plus 4k. We add the 2 to both sides, so we get negative 4 is greater than or equal to 4k. Divide both sides by 4. So negative 1 is greater than or equal to k. So we put an open or closed circle at negative 1.
Close.
Closed circle. And are we going to go left or right?
Left.
Left. Any questions here? All right, 2 more. Let's look at 19. What do we need to do first? What do we do first for 19?
Distribute.
Distribute. So we have negative 7a plus 42 is greater than or equal to 84. What should we do next?
Subtract 42.
Perfect. Subtract 42 on both sides. So you get negative 7a is greater than or equal to 42. And we divide by negative 7. What happens when we divide by a negative?
It switches.
The sign switches. So we switch it to less than or equal to. And what is 42 divided by negative 7?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. Do we put an open or closed circle at negative 6?
Closed.
Closed. And do we color left or right?
Left.
Left. So we're talking about all the numbers less than negative 6, so we're going to go left. Any questions on this one? All right, last one, finally. What do we do first?
Distribute.
Distribute. So we have negative 21n plus 3 is less than or equal to 171. What do we do next?
Subtract 3.
Subtract 3. So negative 21n is less than or equal to 171 minus 3 is 168. So what is negative 21 divided by 168?
Negative 8.
Negative 8. So what happens to our sign when we divide by a negative?
Switch it.
We switch it. So n is greater than or equal to negative 8. Do we put an open or closed circle at negative 8?
Closed.
Closed. And are we going to go right or left?
Right.
Right. All right, so that is everything for the review. Your quiz tomorrow is on combining like terms and inequalities.